Kalala Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Kadash. So, but honest to the apostles at Great Millstone, salute to you, brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. Do you know what, with this one, I think I'll go straight into it. But you've got these delivery robots. You've got like different robots. So you've got ones that do airborne deliveries and stuff that are shown in Japan. Where you just at home and you get delivered food and stuff by the robots. And then you got the ones on the ground and stuff. So there's a whole bunch of these different parts of the UK. So let's let's check this. Right, yeah.
Now, have you seen a delivery robot? They're already quite a common sight in some parts of the UK. They might bring your takeaway or groceries to your front door.
Well, ministers are now considering a law change so the technology can be used all over the country. But it has prompted concerns from safety campaigners. Our reporter Katie Roberts has the story.
Nimble, compact, and relatively obedient, although not always on their best behaviour. Delivery robots like these have become increasingly common on UK streets over the past decade. From Leeds to Milton Keynes, the machines bring online orders of food and goods right to your door at top speeds of 4 miles per hour. Companies behind the technology say robots can be faster, safer, and better for the environment than deliveries by road.
Have you lost more than £10,000 to a crypto scam? Refundy is the first and only FCA-regulated company.
The environment than deliveries by road. But for some locals living in the trial areas, they can be a bit of a nuisance.
I find them quite menacing. Like, there's already a lot going on. The last thing you need is like a robot zooming towards you quite fast.
They're just quite handy, aren't they? It's quite a new little thing, a niche thing for Leeds to have.
I don't like speaking to people, so it's a good way to not have to speak to anyone.
50% of the street is like automated machines, and half of it is people trying to just get around them. I'm like, sorry, somebody squeezed past your robot. It's our street. It's our street.
So you got some zombies that are like, oh yeah, it's all good. And you got other people that are like, hell no. So pretty much, but now with this kind of stuff here, these videos and all that, on these topics of robots and, AI and stuff, you've got a term called the AI revolution, which Lord willing to do a longer video on that. But that, in all aspects of life right now, whether it's AI data centers, driverless buses, coaches, driverless taxis, robots in factories and that are trialing out, then even AI and digital money, that's pretty much where we're at with things. Revelation 13 and 16 and Revelation 14 and other scriptures talk about the mark of the beast. There's going to be a whole system that will be built around that chip, So those scriptures go into that whole system.
A government consultation into whether to bot or not is underway. There's currently no national framework for the use of autonomous delivery robots, but ministers are considering legalising their use across the UK.
Stop it, please. I'm at work and I don't want to be late.
Some charities are concerned about how this could impact vulnerable road users.
Excuse me, would you please let me pass?
We think the people worst affected are those who are visually impaired, wheelchair users, and then parents pushing prams. Particularly...
Oh yeah, both for people visually impaired and wheelchair users. You know what they got for them? 15-minute cities and a chip in the brain. It sounds crazy, but, well, it doesn't to us, but, pretty much that's what's going on. You know, like I said, the whole system will be using that RFID implants. You know, the scriptures talks about the miracles in Revelation 13. And let me get that right quick, because that's the brain chips and shit and the things that you can do with that brain chip. Like enhancing sight and making you use your arms if you can't use them and stuff like that. The miracles. So let's get this. Revelation 13:14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had to do in the sight of the beast. Okay, so those brain chips and stuff like that goes into that. Okay.
Wheelchair users and then parents pushing prams, particularly speaking about disabled people, of which many of them tend to be elderly. We actually know that obstructed pavements lead to people making less walked journeys, which can breed social isolation.
Starship Technologies, the market leader in robot deliveries, says it puts lived experience of disability at the heart of what it does and works with disability charities to improve designs. And the Department of Transport says whilst it welcomes innovation and advances in technology, it's vital the safety of pedestrians and vulnerable users is put first. But with more than 10 million humanless deliveries already completed worldwide, has the robo takeover already begun? Katie Roberts, BBC News.
The robo takeover. We're joined now by Lisa Johnson, who's Vice President at Starship Technologies, which designs and operates delivery robots, and also James Barber, the Interim Chief Executive at the organisation Transport for All.
And I think we've got another guest as well who's joining us this morning.
I believe so. Here we go.
Making his entrance.
Navigating the ramp. Ooh. The suspense.
There we
Excellent.
go.
There we
Perfect
go.
parking. Good morning to you two.
Good morning.
Good morning to the robot.
Good morning to the robot. Let's check this advert.
I said good morning.
Good morning, John and Sarah. It's great to be on BBC Breakfast.
It's great to have you too, Mr. Robot.
Thank you. Well, I feel like I'm on tomorrow's world.
They'll play back these clips in years to come.
Exactly,
Remember when this was a novelty? Lisa, I mean, that's an astonishing...
She said she feels like she's on tomorrow's world. No, you just need to call it today's world. And well, the people they're gonna go into how you use these. Let's play this right.
Figure at the end of Katie's piece there that there are already millions of these deliveries have already happened around the world.
Absolutely. Starship have done more than nearly 2 million in the UK, 10 million globally. So I know people think this is kind of the thing of the future, but actually for a bunch of communities, this is kind of just normal life.
Right, so 10 billion globally. So in different parts of the world, like you said, in certain communities, this is normal life right now. Okay, and that's gradualism and that, and even the scripture here where it says, let me see if I can find this one. I think it might be Revelation 20. Let's check 19. Revelation 19:20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So There was a point I was making here, whereby people have been deceived, or people will be deceived into taking this mark of the beast.
People think
It's gradualism, convenience, and things of that nature. The way the whole system is coming in, they push it's miracles and things like that, helping. We'll give the guy the brain chip. If he couldn't walk, he could walk, and things like that. So and you see different people. We did the Tony Blair thing. You see different individuals trying to push this very, very hard right now. That's Revelation 12:12. Let's play it.
this is kind of the thing of the future, but actually, for a bunch of communities, this is kind of just normal life now. And that's when we know we've kind of winning, is when it goes from being novelty and people going, oh, hey, there's a robot, to it just being a part of normal life.
Yeah, because I live in Bristol and I've seen them on the streets now and again in Bristol. That's one of the places where it's been trialled. But where else have you been doing it in the UK, where people might...
That's right. So Bristol, they're not actually our robots in Bristol.
Okay.
We are in Milton Keynes, Northamptonshire, West Yorkshire. Just down the road, actually, in Greater Manchester, in Sale, Wakefield. A bunch of places across the UK where it is kind of just like normality now.
And what do people get delivered? What do they use them for?
So the top delivery in the UK is actually milk. So quite often it's top-up shopping. Because if you think about how delivery's changed and grocery shopping's changed over the last decade or so, people increasingly want small amounts of goods, they want it quickly, and that demand has just exploded. So the question is, like, how do you meet that need that people have? And so that's what that's the gap in the market, really, that the robots fill. So quite often it's milk, bananas, it's that top-up shopping when you've got the kids home from school, you've not got everything that you need for tea, so you get the robot to bring it for you.
So, James, they're filling a gap, but they're also filling the pavements, aren't they? And for that reason, you have some concerns.
Yeah, so at Transport for All, we are a national disability organisation representing the disabled community, and one of our key issues is around the regulation. So at the moment, there is a lack of regulation around delivery robots, and as a result, we have some real concerns around safety. Our members and disabled people across the United Kingdom are saying that ultimately these are delivery robots that are taking up large spaces on already congested pavements, and we feel very closely that disabled people, and indeed everyone, should own the pavements, and people should always come before delivery robots and other potential barriers that could arise.
I mean, is there a balance, presumably in the same way that people who aren't maybe as capable of walking, actually having that as a way to deliver to them, that is helpful as well? There is a balance there, is there?
Absolutely, and we fully accept that there are also some benefits to them.
See, the way they're going on about these delivery robots is the same way. There's different conferences and stuff being spoken on with the cashless society. One thing about the cashless society I've noticed is it's on the news, but it's not. They're talking about that anyway. They in EU meetings and different meetings and that. They're pushing that regardless. And there's some things that they just push regardless. Okay, like it goes through the Parliament and then you wouldn't even know the next minute it's in, or they don't mention it. You got this, and then in I think October you got the digital ID. They're gonna start using it for buying alcohol and shit, because of as an ID for that. You might need your passport or your driving license or something. Now they're gonna start using that to push it in, start pushing it. Okay.
Many disabled people will have different needs, so there are potential benefits that may arise from that. But for us, those benefits don't always outweigh the harms. When we have people with, say, sight impairments who are walking along pavements, which are already quite congested as it is, they are raising serious concerns that these robots might not be able to pick up their supports, their mobility aids, and ultimately it can cause them quite serious injury if something goes wrong.
I think you have trained it, Lisa, haven't you? So that if the robot comes into conflict or gets stuck with a mobility device, it can send out a message. I think we can get a demonstration of that now. Let's have a listen.
Hello, we seem to be in a tricky situation. Don't worry, I've asked for a human to help remotely so you can be on your way as soon as possible. It should only take a few seconds.
So how does that actually work when it's saying asking a human? Is there a human tracking the movements of the robot at all times?
So the robot can call for help. They're 99% autonomous, so whenever you see them out in the wild, they're navigating on their own. But in those rare occasions where they're like, actually, I don't know what to do here, or maybe I need a little bit of help, they'll just call a remote human who'll go, okay, I see what's happening. I'm going to give you a little hand to help you out. And so last year, for example, in the operating areas we've got in the UK, we identified around us around 23,000 mobility devices or wheelchairs. There were very, very few incidents where we had to call someone to help the robot move or reverse because it's scanning the whole time. So a bit like a person walking down a street, you can see if people are coming towards you, cars moving in the periphery. The robot's got a 360 view of the world, so it kind of does have eyes in the back of its head, and it can anticipate those problems before they happen. But if we do get into that situation, the robot can call for help and resolve it as quickly as possible.
So how they get these things, it's just that it's fascinating, is that it's gradualism and all this different tech and things that they're pushing, you know. And you got people against digital IDs, but at the same time, you got these robots running around. So convenience, and they're going to try and link the whole thing. See, well, they are going to do it because people are going to be getting chipped. Okay, you know, so, you know, through his wiles, you know, and his trickery and that, he's gonna be pushing this RFID mark AI system.
Isn't it, to think that this could become normal? We will follow the debate and see how your campaign goes as well. Thank you very much indeed for coming in, all of you. And, you know, they always say, don't they, that robots can take your job one day.
Absolutely.
Surely, robot, that can't happen.
It's time to get the news, travel, and weather where you are.
You've had quite a lot to say about these this morning. Carl lives in Milton Keynes and says they've had them for about 9 years in Milton Keynes. They piloted them there, and he said it looked quite unnerving to start with, like a UFO invasion, but he's got used to them.
Mark's got a good point. He says, how does the robot press the button at a pedestrian crossing?
That is a good point.
So even some people are like a bit, you know, they're a bit like fucking not sure of the shit. But at the same time, bro, you know, let's get Revelation 12 and 12. It's being pushed. It's already been pushed. He was saying in the future, but they're already using them. He's talking about the future, and then he read the email where they said, that it was already 9 years. They're already using it. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. Okay? And there's a lot going on with each of tech, is drones, robots, humanoid robots. Then he's even his technology to fight the chariots. That's another video right there. And he's using drones in war to kill people, you know, and things like that. And drones for surveillance, drones in the police force, flying drones. You know, flying drones for food delivery. And things like that, you know. So he's pushing this. So basically the tech is there. If you look on a global scale, look at China, look at different countries, look at Sweden, even look at, you know, America, England, driverless cars, all that, they got this stuff. So with that I'm gonna say shalom.